Right now, a secret war is being fought over the future of artificial intelligence. But it isn't being fought with military hardware, trade tariffs, or traditional spies. It's being fought using 25,000 ghost accounts, 29 million hidden messages, and an incredibly sophisticated digital strategy known as a brain distillation attack in an explosive letter sent directly to the United States Senate.
Anthropic accusing Alibaba of illegally accessing and trying to build off of its Claude AI technology. In a letter to Senators Tim Scott and Elizabeth Warren, Anthropic saying that Alibaba had carried out what it called the largest known distillation attack.
Anthropic, the brilliant creators of the Claude AI models, just exposed what experts are calling the largest, most audacious corporate heist in human history. The target wasn't money or physical blueprints. The target was the actual inner logic, reasoning, and intelligence of the world's most advanced AI model. 25,000 accounts, 28.8 million exchanges. How did a Chinese tech titan build a massive digital clone army to siphon billions of dollars of American research completely overnight? And why is the US government treating this as a critical national security threat? Buckle in, because the rules of the global tech war just changed forever. To understand exactly how this heist happened, you first have to understand a highly controversial dark arts technique in AI development called distillation. Normally, training a world-class frontier AI model like Claude takes years. It requires tens of thousands of ultra-rare NVIDIA chips, millions of gallons of water to cool data centers, and an estimated $1 billion in computing costs. You are essentially teaching a machine how to think from scratch. But what if you didn't have to do any of that? Enter AI distillation. Imagine hiring the smartest professor on Earth to write a flawless, ultra-detailed textbook. Instead of spending decades doing original research, a student can simply memorize that textbook and instantly become incredibly smart for a fraction of the time and cost. In the tech world, this means feeding the raw outputs and complex answers of a massive teacher model directly into a smaller, cheaper student model. Distillation happens in research labs all the time, but what Alibaba is accused of doing is an industrial scale extraction. According to Anthropic's Senate briefing, Alibaba didn't breach Anthropic's firewalls or steal their proprietary code. Instead, they weaponized the system from the outside. They deployed an automated army of 25,000 separate, fraudulent user accounts across a span of 3 months. These weren't real people. They were automated bots meticulously designed to look like normal everyday users, firing off an astonishing 28.8 million highly specific queries to Claude. They were literally draining its brain, prompt by prompt. Why go to such extreme lengths? The answer comes down to a massive loophole in global geopolitics. For the last few years, the United States government has placed intense, ironclad sanctions and export controls on high-end hardware. They have made it incredibly difficult for rival nations to purchase the advanced graphics cards needed to train frontier-class AI systems. The goal was simple: keep the West steps ahead in the AI race by locking down the hardware. But Alibaba's alleged distillation attack completely bypassed the chip ban. By using Anthropic's public and commercial APIs through a swarm of fake accounts, Alibaba didn't need a massive supercomputer of their own to figure out complex reasoning. They let Anthropic spend the billions of dollars to process the logic and then use their bot army to harvest the perfectly formed results. And they weren't asking Claude for casual conversation or generic recipes. They targeted Claude's absolute crown jewels: its master-level coding capabilities, its multi-step logical planning, and its agentic reasoning. They took those world-class outputs and injected them straight into their own flagship AI model, Qwen. By doing this, a competitor could theoretically match or surpass the world's most secure AI models at a mere fraction of the operational cost, rendering Western hardware sanctions completely useless. You might wonder, if this attack was hidden across 25,000 different accounts, how did Anthropic actually catch them? Because AI models leave a digital fingerprint. When an AI model is trained heavily on the distilled data of another AI, it inherits more than just intelligence. It inherits its specific quirks, its subtle biases, its unique formatting styles, and even its specific mistakes. It's the AI equivalent of a watermark. Anthropic engineers noticed an unnatural pattern of highly systematic industrial-grade data scraping. When they traced the behavior patterns, the linguistic fingerprints, and the massive data volume, all roads led back to infrastructure connected to Alibaba's development teams. This is exactly why Anthropic didn't just quietly block the IP addresses and move on. They took the terrifying step of escalating this directly to the United States Senate. Because this exposes a fundamental, catastrophic vulnerability in the entire AI ecosystem. If any rival entity can spin up a distributed cloud network, pretend to be millions of regular customers, and extract the core capabilities of a frontier model through a public chat window, then how can any tech company truly protect its intellectual property? The era of open, carefree AI testing is officially drawing to a close. This historical distillation incident is going to force frontier labs to build aggressive digital fortresses around their models. We are about to see incredibly strict identity verification, lockdown enterprise APIs, and heavy government oversight over who gets to talk to these models and what they are allowed to ask them about. Alibaba's Qwen has proven to be an incredibly powerful model family, but this massive accusation casts a long, complicated shadow over how that rapid progress was actually achieved. What do you think? Is this brilliant engineering or a flat-out robbery? Let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe, stay ahead of the curve, and keep your finger on the pulse of tech. This is AI Pulse. See you in the next video.